Well, hello everyone. This is take two. I put together a little film for you, and it really didn't come out that well because I was holding the camera like in some odd fashion, and you were looking at sidewalks. But this time I'm going to do it better. And right now you're seeing the back of the garden back behind me. But here is Colleen, and so we're sitting out on the porch or the back patio on this day when it's not too terribly oppressive with the heat and humidity. We take advantage of those opportunities because come August, it's going to be really bad with the heat and humidity. So we come and take the opportunities that we can to enjoy our little patio. So the first thing is what is growing in the garden. The first thing is we've got some blooms still on the Julia Child rose. So here are those. And it's starting to rain, but I don't care. I'm going to do this film. And the hostas are going well. This is our side garden. Again, we've got more hostas and a really nice fence. We've got some lilac bushes. And then in the middle of the yard, we have these hanging pots. So the hanging pots they're okay. According to Colleen, they're just doing okay. But the thing is that these plants probably need more shade than sun that they get. Now, the big thing here is the corner plantings that Colleen has put together. And because this is the second time I've done this film, we can see and I can name all the wonderful things that Colleen has planted. As I've said before, Colleen has the green thumb, I have a black thumb. So we have a box of marigolds and 2 colors of geraniums, and we've got a really nice cherry tomato plant. We've gotten some really good tomatoes off of that. We've got some flat leaf parsley. We've got some sage, rosemary, thyme, and a basil plant, which is an homage to my father because he always had a basil plant. So this is going really well, and it's just the right amount of stuff for us to take care of and do maintenance on and water and stuff. So now what I'm doing is I'm walking to the back or through the back of the yard to the through the gate. Here's the ever-present American-style grill with the propane tank. And we've got a really nice, some nice planting on the side of the house. If I could get that gate open. Okay. So here we have the side of the house. This is on the Waukesha side of the house. The houses here are a little bit bigger than you would find in a Chicago neighborhood because the lots are bigger. So typically a Chicago lot is 25 feet by 50 feet. These are obviously bigger ones. This picture window that you see here, this is to the formal dining room. So whenever you see us eating in a sort of a formal way, we're eating in that room. That window up there, that's the library that we have. It's under the eaves of the house, a real nice, cozy little space. And again, we've got some plantings. We're having some really good blooms on the hydrangea. We've got some more lilacs and some other things. To tell you the honest to God truth, I do not know what they are. So as you can pan around, you can see we've got some other, my neighbors' houses. And this is the street that I live on. You can see all the way down there. He's probably going in, is my friend John Mulcrone. John is a particular friend of mine. He's a neighbor, a good neighbor of ours. And he's doing some maintenance on his bushes and stuff. In the wintertime, I have been known to snowplow with my machine all the way down to the main road down to the bottom there. So it's a bit of a haul, but a machine makes it a lot easier. Again, more of the houses that we have here, they're not. You won't find too many sort of cookie cutter Chicago style bungalows. A lot of these were custom built after the war. Ours was built in 1953. Now that's the other side of the street, goes down to the other main road. The street behind us is Caldwell. The one in front of us is Lehigh. Now here's something interesting, and I'm going to try to zoom in on it so you can see it. Okay, this is the streets that I live on. I live on the corner of Leoti and Waukesha, but I don't know if you can tell. I live on the corner of North Leoti and North Waukesha. most streets in Chicago, well, all streets in Chicago have an orientation. They're either north-south or east-west. So people that live at a corner, you would think because Chicago is a grid, they live at the corner of north-south something or and east-west something. But because this area of the city has sort of a northwest orientation, the streets are sort of pointing northwest. I live at the corner of two northbound streets, North Leoti and North Waukesha. Coming around to the Leoti side, which is the house address, is the Leoti address. Here is sort of a long shot of the house, or the front of the house. I'm going to go into the street so that you can see that a little better. And hopefully I won't get hit by a car. We don't have curbs in our neighborhood, so the landscapers put these big boulders so that people will not drive over the grass and turn it into something that's akin to the Panama Canal. This is the front of the house. So when you come, hint, 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 to our home, this is the door you'll be coming into. Some people say that only the Pope and the head of the house get to use the front door, but everybody uses the front door at our house. So that window there, that is the living room. So that's where we'll sit and enjoy each other's company. When you come, hint, hint, hint. And then that is Colleen's office. I use that when I'm working from home, and the two-car garage. And then you'll see the bushes. That's the back gate, the back garage. We have a basketball hoop, and I think it's been used maybe 6 times in 23 years that we've been here. Again, there's my neighbor Dennis. Denny, wave again. Yeah, that's my friend Dennis. Dennis Kurtenbach. He is master carpenter. An all-around good soul and a good sport for letting me have him on my video to you. This street basically will take you all the way down to where we go to church, and then coming around, we'll see more of the houses that are in the neighborhood. Now, at the bottom of the street, I don't know if you can tell, but those are railroad tracks, and that is the commuter rail that I use every day to go downtown. Well, I shouldn't say every day. I go downtown 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, which makes it really nice because I am 2 blocks, literally, from the commuter rail, and then my office is 2 blocks from the commuter rail, so that makes life a lot easier. But of course, Colleen always drives me to the train every morning. We get a few extra minutes in the car, so that's always fun to see. In terms of plantings, we've got this, I think it's called a Japanese maple, this tree right here. And that's one of our newer plantings. The newest planting is that bush right there, that little bush. We had a yew bush similar to that one that was planted in that spot, but that died for some reason. I have no idea. It just up and gave up the ghost this year. That front is all Lannon stone. Probably could do with a power wash, but that's a whole nother kettle of fish. A lot of older trees in this neighborhood make for a little cooler in the summertime because of the shade. Here's one. This tree here, when we got here 20 years ago, was more or less a sapling. So now it's grown into something nice. We do get the trimmers out here. The city comes and trims the trees because technically these trees, all this greenery that you see here, is not part of our property. It is called the Parkway, which is city property, and it is to be maintained by the trees are maintained by the city. In fact, a person can get into a lot of trouble if they chop down a tree on the Parkway. The grass, though, we maintain. We cut the grass, we water it, etc. The hostas are not faring as well this year because we are having a lot of deer come into the neighborhood and eat the hostas. I don't know if you could tell when we were looking down Waukesha, but there's a forest preserve, a forested area at the bottom of the street, and deer are in there. I mean, it's a lot of wildlife in there. Let me see if I can show you that. You can see it's a wooded area just right across the street from the main road. But other than that, everything else is going fine. Please don't attribute the good shape of the grass and the other plantings to my handiwork. We have a service that comes in every week and mows the grass and cuts things back and makes it look really nice. So this is the neighborhood. This is where Colleen and I make our home. This is where we have for 22 years called home, and built our life together here, and we've seen a lot of stuff. Was gone on, good things, bad things, sad things. A lot of joy in this house, and we're really pleased with it. Next time, maybe I'll tell you the story of how we ended up getting this house. Basically, we saw it once. We couldn't make an offer because the price was too high, and then eventually the price came down to something that we could afford, and that's how we ended up with this wonderful house. And we're very happy here. We hope we have a lot more years here, and we hope to have you come and visit us and enjoy your company. There you can see Colleen through the breezeway. She's enjoying her book. But that's about all I got for right now. As always, please give my love to everybody, to Auntie Mary and to Joanna and Angela and Matthew and Pat and Nick. I look forward to meeting him one day. And as always, everyone in my beloved London. Tell Uncle Pete that I will be writing him a letter soon. Definitely not as weighty as the last one I wrote, but I'm finding myself wanting to do more, feeling that I need to do more writing of letters. And I don't mean writing with a computer or just typing it out, but actually sitting down with a pen. I'm becoming like my father, I guess. I have a special pen, and there's a young person on his scooter. Whoosh! We have a lot of young people in the neighborhood. As I was saying, I'm becoming more interested in doing writing of letters and doing my correspondence by hand, not with the computer. That young person on the scooter reminds me, when we first moved here, we did not have a lot of young families. There were a lot of older families, but it's turned the tide. We've got 2 families now. That house there, bachelor gentleman that we knew passed away, but again, a young family's moved in. And then this house here with what they call a snow roof, the lady there died last year, and it was sold to another young couple, very nice young folks. So it's good to see young people in the neighborhood. I just worry about rotten teenagers and that kind of stuff. But anyways, with that, I'm going to bid you adieu for now. Probably the next time I send you a little video, I'll send you stuff about what's on the inside. But here's something I meant to show you. Oh, before I forget, you'll notice that there's a street here. It says Honorary Marty LeBaron. Marty LeBaron was a young man whose family lives. If you see where that American flag is, he's like the next house over. His parents still live there. Marty was a young man who had an illness. I'm not quite sure what it was, but he passed away as a young person, and they named this part of Waukesha in honor of him. The family are very wonderful people, John and Mary. Marty passed away like in August of '02, and we arrived here in September of '02. So we arrived just literally just a month or 2 after he passed away. Now this house here, that's what is called a Sears house. Back in the day, and this is probably over 100 years ago now, you could actually buy a house from Sears Roebuck. The family that lives there, the Blakes, John and Bernadetta, they've told me that, and if you go and look on certain beams and parts of the house, you can actually see like part numbers that were written. So what would happen is you'd buy the house from Sears, it would show up to your lot, and you'd hire carpenters and masons to put it together. So that's what we call a Sears house. With that, I got nothing else to show you today. As always, I wish you all the very best. Colleen and I and the whole family send our love to you. So tell Uncle Pete to look forward to a letter from me, and we'll talk real soon. Bye-bye.